I like China. China, you go there now, roads, bridges, schools, you never saw anything like it. They have bridges that make the George Washington Bridge look like small potatoes, and they're all over the place.
China's construction machines are decades ahead of the rest of the world. From the largest cranes in the world to machines that can split open a mountain and create entire islands, these mechanical beasts are no joke. Their size, complexity, and sheer raw power are enough to shock anyone.
Biggest boats in the world carrying cargo like nobody's ever seen before.
They are flawlessly engineered to serve very specific functions, like this multi-limbed driller that China built to make mining even faster. 4-boom face drilling rig. Chinese companies like Baolisi and Saiton have developed these drilling machines that have a unique quirk to them. Instead of having just one drill head, these machines have up to 4. The arms work in conjunction with each other to drill through a tunnel section much faster than a single-armed drill. Generally, these machines utilize a drilling method known as blast hole drilling. The drill bit is used to make deep holes in the rock. Then, explosives are filled within the holes to break down the stone. The rubble can then be cleared, and the same process is repeated again. Though what sets this machine apart isn't just its increased efficiency by drilling more holes at the same time. Rather, it is the fact that most of its actions can be automated. The operator only has to keep a watchful eye as the arms move in a precise, pre-programmed manner to drill a whole shaft automatically. And it's not like these are used just for horizontal drilling either. China has developed a different version that hangs from above, allowing for vertical drilling to create mine shafts. Now, while the 4-boom face drilling rig is designed to be compact so it can fit within the cramped mines, this next machine is so large that it is nicknamed the Iron Monster. The SLJ 900/32 is considered one of the longest terrestrial vehicles in the world. Its massive 300 feet long body is not made to ride on roads, rather, it builds them. You see, this behemoth, nicknamed the Iron Monster, specializes in constructing bridges. It is designed in such a way that it can anchor onto the bridge piers. Then, it lifts a section of the bridge and rolls it up into place, lowering it down with precision. And lifting up those sections is not an easy task. Most cranes only lift small subsections, slowly building up the bridge's platform, almost like a caterpillar building its own branch to walk upon. The Iron Monster, on the other hand, handles loads as heavy as 950 tons in one go, installing much larger sections at a much faster rate. And considering the fact that a section of this machine is hanging off in the air most of the time until it can anchor to the next pier, it becomes quite clear how well engineered this thing is. This beast is China's unique solution to the difficulty of building bridges in rough terrain, where large-scale cranes are not a viable option. This next machine also has an even cooler nickname: MV Tiankunhao. MV Tiankunhao may look like a ship, but it is one of the strongest construction tools in China's arsenal that has the potential to change the world's geography. You see, this gigantic ship isn't for fishing or for fighting. Rather, it is designed to create land out in the middle of the sea. Nicknamed the Island Maker, this beast is capable of digging up the seabed and piling it up to create an island where there used to be only water. At its front is an extended arm that has a rotating cutter head attached to it. This cutter digs up the sand at the bottom of the sea, which is then sucked in by a pump. This arm is especially massive on this ship as it can dig at depths of 35 meters and can discharge that sand back out at a distance of up to 9 miles. With that kind of power, it can create an island in a matter of months. And here is why that's important. China is in territorial disputes with Japan, Vietnam, and the Philippines over its mineral rights out in the sea. It is possible that China has built this behemoth to create new islands and claim territorial rights on the surrounding waters, to be able to mine oil and other minerals in the near future. Whatever the purpose, it certainly is a feat of engineering like no other. But it isn't just the sea where China is dominating. They are also making some interesting heavy machines for land, like this trench maker. XTC-85. When Chinese builders need to dig holes for a foundation, they use this machine. Known as the XTC-85, This double-wheel trench cutter uses a vertically hanging apparatus that has two cutting wheels at its end. These wheels spin in opposite directions, and when the apparatus is lowered into the ground, it digs through the sand and stones. At the same time, a pump pushes water into the soil to prevent overheating, and then sucks the soil out in a slurry. The reason why China uses this machine in its construction projects is its precision. Gravity and the installed frame keep the apparatus perfectly vertical, and its sharp cutters ensure even the toughest stones don't change the angle of the cut. Additionally, this machine is highly reliable as it can function even in slippery mud where other digging tools may fail. China built this beast to get the job done in the toughest terrain, where other tools may fail due to mud buildup or get thrown off course by slippery clay. Up next, we have a crane that is insanely huge. XGC 88,000 Crawler Crane. The XGC 88,000 is the largest self-propelled vehicle in the world. With a maximum total length of 173 meters and a maximum height of 108 meters, this crawler crane is larger than NASA's crawler transporters in mass. But its size isn't the only impressive thing about it. This crane also has a lifting capacity like no other. It can easily pick up loads as heavy as 4,000 tons. However, there have been cases where this model has been used to lift even 4,500-ton heavy loads. Now let's talk about how this thing is actually transported. The crane is made up of two parts. One part comprises the actual crane apparatus, including the boom arms and the operation cabin, while the other part holds the counterweight used in the lifting process. The counterweight weighs 2,900 tons, but the crane as a whole weighs a staggering 5,400 tons. And as for the lucky guy who gets to operate this beast, he gets a control cabin that's as large as a small office with air conditioning. Quite a sweet gig, no doubt. While this gigantic crawler can operate above land, there is another Chinese mechanical marvel that operates quietly underground. CREC 1459 Mega Slurry TBM. The CREC 1459 is the largest tunnel boring machine that China has ever exported. With a diameter of 15.7 meters, it stands as one of the largest TBMS in the world. Made by China Railway Engineering Equipment, this giant drill is going to be used in the Western Harbour Tunnel in Australia. It will be used to dig a bidirectional road between Camaret and Rozelle. And to achieve that goal, the CREC 1459 has been equipped with the latest tech. It has an intelligent cutter monitoring system that automatically detects wear on the cutters. And if a cutter does get worn out, the machine has a built-in robot to remove the cutter and replace it with a new one. This means the replacements can be done without any risk to the worker. Additionally, the drill utilizes its own data acquisition system that helps plan out the dig more efficiently and reduces room for error. The CREC 1459 isn't just one of the largest slurry TBMS in the world, but also among the most well-equipped tunnel boring machines we have today. Up next, we have a machine that China is using to recycle its roads. XCMG Road Cold Recycling Machine. The XCMG Road Cold Recycling machines have a unique look, but everything is there for a purpose. These machines are used to recycle roads through a multi-step process that's super environmentally friendly. Here is how it works. First, the machine scrapes up the old road in large chunks using a rotating rotor. These chunks are then drawn in where they fall into a crushing unit that turns everything into small pieces. From there, the recycling material is added to the mush, rejuvenating the granite by adding the components it was missing, like water, cement, lime, or binding agents. Once it is well mixed up, the recycled granite is deposited by the machine, turning a deteriorating road back into usable materials. Best of all that is done is a single pass, and by the same vehicle. There are many important reasons why China is manufacturing and using these machines. First of all, they are a great step towards sustainability. Recycling means less new material is sourced and less impact on the environment. Secondly, this method is way more cost-effective than laying down a brand new road, as most other countries do. Speaking of creative construction machines, this next one literally floats on water. The Clay Emperor. The Clay Emperor is an amphibious multi-purpose dredger developed by Shandong Haohai Dredging Equipment. Though it isn't just an average dredger, it's China's workhorse on the waters. The Clay Emperor can be customized to perform up to 5 different functions. Aside from suction dredging like the Island Maker, it can operate as a weed cutter, piling, hammering, and backhoe dredging. all the while not requiring a ship to perform its task, since the entire dredger floats on its own and can mostly navigate the waters on its own using the attached propeller. The Clay Emperor isn't designed for the sea, however. It is more at home working in shallower river water. China has kept the design of this machine a patented secret to prevent other companies from copying it, and that has allowed China to be able to export it for construction and river maintenance solutions to the world. While the Clay Emperor specializes in being versatile, this next giant machine does only one thing, and it does it better than any other. SR235W10 Rotary Drilling Rig. Developed and manufactured by Sany Global, the SR235W10 is a rotary drilling rig used to dig out deep holes in the ground for foundations. It has a rather unique look, with a tower-like structure mounted on top of a crawler. At its tip is a large drilling head attached to the main shaft. When the crawler is in position to dig the hole, the drilling rig is raised vertically. Then, the whole rig starts to rotate, slowly driving down into the ground. And once it gets going, it can dig as deep as a staggering 223 feet into the ground. All the while, a fluid injector keeps the drilling area wet and the friction temperature down. This machine is a key tool in China's arsenal, fueling the country's construction industry. It can be used to dig out deep foundations, and even for digging to water wells and oil reserves. Not only that, but China has perfected the design to a point where the SR235W10 isn't nearly as noisy as other drilling methods, making it the ideal machine for urban use. Now, how about a machine that doesn't even require a hole to be dug out to erect concrete posts? Massive hydraulic static pile driving machine. China has been working on a more efficient way of constructing posts and pillars on a large scale, and this machine is the fruit of their effort. Known as a massive hydraulic static pile driving machine, this thing has a boom crane built inside it to pick up the pile. The pile is then lowered into a hole within the machine, where powerful arms hold it in place. And then, hydraulic pressure is used to drive the concrete or metal pile into the ground, just like a tent stake is hammered down. There is so much pressure and power involved that the ground automatically gives way, allowing the pile to be erected without the need for a hole to be dug in advance. With the rise of China's modular construction method, these machines have been a game changer. They can be used to erect foundations in a matter of minutes, speeding up the process of building a home or a skyscraper even more. Up next, we have a machine that China is using to power its mining industry. Mining roadheader boring machine. The Chinese company XCMG has developed a new kind of driller that is ideal for digging operations, especially underground. It may at first look weird due to its rather unique build, but this beast gets the job done perfectly. The large drilling head on the front is controlled by a powerful arm. The drilling head rotates at an incredible speed as the arm pushes it into the wall surface, quickly clearing a hole that is then expanded by moving the arm. But where this thing really shines is when dealing with rocks. Its powerful motor allows the drill to cut through even the stronger rocks in the mines, pulverizing them into smaller pieces. An area that would take months to dig out using manual labor can be cleared in a matter of days, even hours, with this machine. It just goes to show how far ahead China has become compared to the rest of the world when it comes to boring machines. They even built this next mechanical giant that has astounded the world with its boring capabilities. Tangxing Rectangular TBM. You don't always need a boring machine that can dig circular holes. Sometimes you instead need to build a tunnel that is square, and for that purpose, China has built this TBM. Developed by Tangxing, this machine features a total of several cutting heads at its front, arranged in a rectangular position. And when these all rotate at the same time, they can dig out a tunnel that's completely rectangular in size. But why would you need such a tunnel in the first place? Well, a circular tunnel system dug using a normal TBM machine has a lot of wasted space. A good chunk of the dugout section needs to be filled back up to create even footing to stand upon. Whereas the rectangular TBM dug tunnels don't have that problem. They make more efficient use of the dugout space, while also speeding up the process of making the tunnel usable. These machines are becoming a crucial component of the tunnel building process in China. That's especially true for non-transport utility tunnels, where a square area is much easier to work with. The next machine I am about to show you broke records around the world when China first unveiled it. Zoomlion Tower Crane. The R20007. 20 is the largest tower crane in the world, made by the Chinese company Zoomlion. Standing at a height of 1,300 feet, this crane isn't just tall, it is also powerful. It has a maximum load capacity of 720 tons, and it can move the heaviest loads to absurd heights. It can lift 500 cars simultaneously to a height of 137 stories. And this power and reach aren't just for show, they played a crucial part when building one of China's most ambitious megaprojects. The R20007 was used in the construction of the Shijiang Bridge, a 1.3 miles long behemoth that was only made possible thanks to this crane. Next, it is going to be used in another one of China's megaprojects called Ma'anshan Yangtze River Highway Railway Bridge. But how will they transport it? Well, the company that made it thought of that already. They designed the crane to be modular, allowing it to be disassembled quite easily, while also cutting down on its size for easier transportation. This thing is a marvel of Chinese engineering, achieving a feat that no other country in the world has. Up next, we have one of China's most powerful mining equipment. XDE 440. The XDE 440 is an absolute beast made for high-capacity mining. This dump truck weighs 260 tons, making it one of the largest of its kind in the world. And that size means it has an insane carrying capacity, having a maximum rating of carrying 400 tons. At that kind of payload capacity, this thing isn't built to be used for average construction projects. It specializes in mining operations, carrying heavy metals and equipment. XCMG has built this heavy machine for efficiency without compromising on power, and to achieve that, they utilized an electric drive system and a powerful diesel engine. The whole thing has also been carefully reinforced to survive low-pressure impacts, so even if it has a little bit of an accident, the XDE 400 will probably be just fine. And since it has to operate in rugged terrain, its engine has been specifically designed to provide higher torque at a lower RPM. The XDE 400 is the workhorse for the Chinese mining industry. However, even this truck cannot lift as much load in a day as this next mega machine. The Honghai Gantry Crane. The Honghai Gantry Crane was built in 2014 and became the largest movable gantry crane in the world. Standing at 406 feet tall, it is higher than many skyscrapers, but at the same time, it is movable. The entire gigantic structure moves on rails, lifting up loads and dropping them elsewhere. With a capability of carrying 22,000 tons in one go, there is little else that this crane cannot carry. It lifts up the load using 48 hanging points, each one capable of carrying up to 300 tons. The crane itself weighs an impressive 14,800 tons in total. And just how high can it lift the load? Well, the Honghai Gantry Crane has a maximum load lifting height of 232 feet. As of yet, this moving giant has only been used to build a platform supply vessel. But in the future, it is expected to help with the construction of an offshore semi-submersible drilling rig for the Orion Group. The career of this crane is only just starting, and it will surely play a key role in China's future mega projects. This next heavy machine has proven its versatility in more Chinese construction projects than one can count. SANY SMHC-30. The SMHC-30 is a material handler that features a giant claw on its end instead of the usual bucket. All the fingers of this claw are fully operational, working as a grabber to pick up materials. This machine is used on construction sites all over China due to its versatility. They can be used to excavate, clear up rubble, and even to transport materials to an elevation. The boom arm with the claw is installed on a crawler, giving it a lot of mobility and range. It can be a vital tool for any construction project. But while this material handler is used all around China, this next machine is only one of a kind. Jianghai Shield Tunneling Machine. Jianghai became the largest shield tunneling machine made by China in 2024. With a diameter of 54.5 feet, this machine weighs 5,000 tons and is 475 meters long. Not only that, but it features a unique design at its front. You see, this tunneling machine was made for an upcoming project that will see the world's longest underwater highway shield tunnel constructed under the Yangtze River. And the beautiful river-like pattern and the name Jianghai both signify the relationship the machine has with the Yangtze River. The Jianghai has been made specifically to deal with the kind of terrain and tough environment it will be facing while working on this project. It has been designed to handle the extreme water pressure and the deep burial depth it will be working in. The cutter head of the machine has been made with durable alloy cutters that work best in soft soil. Additionally, a monitoring system has been built in that keeps an eye on all the necessary parameters to prevent a breakdown, like the pressure being exerted on the machine and the load on the cutting head. Lastly, the Jianghai is designed to be modular, so it can be easily transported and assembled on site. It is another marvel of Chinese engineering, making history with every rotation. So, which one of these Chinese construction machines shocks you the most? Do you think China is far ahead of the rest of the world in its construction technology? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts.